Good evening, welcome back. We're gonna watch ourselves another game for the joinDota League. Well, I was not, or at least I was not planning to do this amount of games. I was planning to do 4 games and then back off afterwards. But I feel like I can do more. My energy is still here, so we're gonna see a best of 2 again. Well, that's not really best of 2. 2-game series, I should say. Fnatic will take on Meet Your Makers. It is joinDota League once again. We're gonna have Fnatic on the dire side for game number 1, with the Radiant side for Meet Your Makers. For this game, sorry, no co-caster, unfortunately. That is the case, but it's okay. It allows me to polish my solo casting skills, if I have those, or at least create the skills, or trying to make skills. I don't think you can make skills, however, it doesn't matter. We're gonna see Fnatic ban out the Visage for the first one, with Meet Your Makers banning out the IO. And Naga Siren there as well. We've seen a lot of Naga Sirens, a lot of Dazzle today. I'm kind of curious to see what we're going to see from these 2 teams, as they are, of course, 2 very, very different teams from what we have seen earlier today. Power Rangers, Sigma, Virtus Pro were the teams that we saw earlier, and Fnatic Meet Your Makers are the ones, of course, that you see right now. And to be honest, these teams, I mean, it can be considered to be a top team versus an underdog. That is potential, and I'm not sure if I mean, I'm just checking the bets right now. Yeah, the bets are quite one-sided, if you ask me. We've got ourselves Meet Your Makers for example, Dota 2 Lounge. Meet Your Makers is sitting on 27%, with 73% going to Fnatic, who pick up a Lycan as well as an Ancient Apparition. So there's a lot of push already on the side of Fnatic. Curious to see how they're gonna be fully running that Lycan. We've seen Lycan a couple of more times lately. Yesterday we've seen him banned out more often than not. Lycan overall, I'm not too. The thing is, I like Lycan as a hero. The reason why I would not like Lycan is because of the kind of playstyle that he brings. He is a split pusher. Not really that much of an aggressive hero, doesn't have a lockdown. He will go aggressive once he has his BKB, or once he knows that there is no lockdown available for him, or if his team is needing of assistance, obviously. But overall, his preferred playstyle would be the split push. In which case, I wouldn't be surprised to see Fnatic also picking up a Nature's Prophet. However, Lycan, he's not going to do that much early on in the game, and neither would a Nature's Prophet do anything early on in the game. So perhaps we're going to see Fnatic picking up some flashy support together with the Ancient Apparition that can create some time and space for that Lycan. Lycan has been run in off lanes and jungles and safe lanes. I haven't seen it mid just yet, but who knows? But at least, you know, he needs a lane for himself. We'll see how they will run that one, as Invoker and Bedrider are 2 cores instantly picked up by Meet Your Makers. They want to ban out some supports against Fnatic, some strong supports that can make things happen, like indeed Venomancer, as well as Nyx Assassin. We still have a Crystal Maiden in the pool though, which should not be underestimated, because that is still a very strong early game support. As well as Naga Siren, by the way. Ancient Apparition, you have to be keeping in mind that Fnatic is a team that sometimes picks up a Meepo, and if they feel like it fits, and you have an Ancient Apparition and a Meepo, you're gonna have Chilling Touch on all your Meepos, and it's incredibly strong and very scary for Meet Your Makers. We have Slaughter and Enchantress banned out on the side of Fnatic, and Vengeful Spirit is the pickup, so that's another support that will be. It's an aggressive support, let's just put it to that. It's a strong one. Not specifically, like, everything is strong with Chilling Touch. It's not any special Chilling Touch ability here. Chilling Touch for wolves, by the way. Yeah, that's strong. I do believe it works on wolves anyways. But yeah, Vengeful Spirit, Ancient Apparition, I like it. I'm curious to see what Meet Your Makers is going to do against that, because both Invoker and Bedrider, even though they're strong cores, Bedrider needs to get his Blink Dagger up, most likely. And Invoker needs more levels than just level 6. So we'll see how aggressive Meet Your Makers can be early on, how they can deal with the Vengeful Spirit Ancient Apparition combination. Not that Fnatic specifically wants to get aggressive, but they want to at least make sure that Lycan can have some space. And they are able to be aggressive. Sand King is the first pickup there for Meet Your Makers, a support that could potentially be aggressive. But it does mean that he needs something to follow up with. I would actually really like to see Leshrac. It's been ages, but we'll see. Fnatic, no bonus time used for them just yet. We'll see if they actually are gonna take into some bonus time right now. Looks like they are. As, well, I mean, in theory, I have to say in theory, there's still space for Meepo, but it's getting more and more difficult as all these heroes get picked up. Especially since they can't go for a support Meepo anymore, at least not very secure. I mean, you can always go for an Ancient Apparition mid or Vengeful Spirit carry, put like in jungle or on the off lane. I mean, it's possible in theory, but I'm sorry. I mean, no Meepo, unfortunately. Unless they throw a curveball and completely throw me off guard, in which case I'll look like a fool. But then again, that wouldn't be the first time. Fnatic is actually taking their time here for this pick. They hadn't used bonus time before this one, but they are taking their time right now. They need, like, theoretically they need a mid as well as an offlaner. I would like to see Lycan in the jungle. Let's get a mid and an offlaner. Strong mid against Invoker. We still have a Puck in the pool, of course, which is a strong hero against that Invoker. There's a lot of heroes that do okay-ish against Invoker, though, so we'll see which one Hani wants to have. As Fly is the one drafting again, by the way. That's something that's worth noting, because No-Tail was the one drafting right after the patch came out, but it's Fly again, so Fly is back on the drafting board, and it's a Doom for them, which is interesting, because Doom, of course, also a hero that can go offlane or jungle or safe lane. We've seen him on all kinds of roles, but that actually, for me, indicates that either Ancient Apparition or Vengeful Spirit, one of the two, is probably going to be a hero run as a core. Wow, it's not necessarily needed, but it's a possibility. We have a Morphling pickup by Meet Your Maker, so they reveal all their cores right here, and interesting to see that they pick up a Morphling into a Doom, because Doom, of course, is a counter to everything basically. So also to the Morphling, a very strong counter actually. So interesting pickup there by Meet Your Makers, but they didn't need to use any time. They are actually pressuring Fnatic in this case, because as you can see, they used most of their bonus time for that Doom pick, right? And Meet Your Makers, they insta-log Morphling in there. And now Fnatic is ticking into bonus time again, and they only have 11 seconds left. They ban out the Chen, one of the supports that they don't want to see in combination with the Sand King. We'll see who is that last support for them, though, as it doesn't even need to be a support. They could go greedy, put the Pet Rider in the jungle, and have themselves another offlane. I mean, Clockwork is still in, Timbersaw is still in. There's so many options still left in there, as the Puck is indeed the last ban for Meet Your Maker, so still removing that one strong mid hero against that Invoker. We still have a Storm in the pool. Now, it's not the most ideal one, but one's level 6. I mean, the reason I mention a Storm is that he is an Orchid builder. And that's very strong against both Invoker and Bat Rider and Morphling and Sand King, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that. It's not ideal. He would need a bit of help from the Ancient Apparition and the Vengeful Spirit, because Invoker would win the lane from the Storm Spirit early on, if not for the help from the supports. But yeah, something that has a Silence or an Orchid, there we go. It is a Storm Spirit, and therefore, yes, we are going to see some Vengeful Spirit Ancient Apparition roaming around. If that is indeed going to be a dual support combination, because as said, it's still up in the air who is going to be on that off lane. I mean, Lycan, as said, he can do multiple things. Same thing goes for the Doom, but time will tell. As Rubik will be the last pickup for Meet Your Makers. A very safe support, can of course steal a lot of cool stuff from Fnatic. That's one thing to keep in mind. And can also lift into Burrow Strike. Something that Sand King struggles with early on is that he, of course, has got a very short range on his Burrow Strike. But Rubik can fix that by just dropping a target in front of Sand King. That can fix that. I like it. I wasn't actually thinking about him just yet, so we'll see. Let's take a look at who is going to play what, as we're waiting for the last two players to pick up their hero so we can actually jump ourselves into this game. Of course, once again, you're watching the joinDota League. It is Fnatic versus Meet Your Makers, and we are here to see two games between these two teams. Fnatic on the Dire side, Meet Your Makers on the Radiant side. Next game will be swapped around. I have to say, I am personally thinking that Fnatic is the stronger team. I do like the lineup of Meet Your Makers. It is kind of susceptible to being shut down early, though, as in Meet Your Makers have got very level dependent heroes. Their Rubik and their Sand King need to make a lot of things happen, and on top of that, their Invoker is kind of not allowed to to lose middle, unless Ace is doing amazingly well on that top lane. Let's take a look at who's playing what, as we do have, of course, people already rotating into their lanes. What's this? No. Oh, this is nice. And also, I'm casting by myself. Sniff, sniff. Okay, so let's take a look at who's playing what. For Fnatic on the Dire side, we've got No-Tail playing the Ancient Apparition. Era will be on the Lycan on the core role. We've got Hani playing his Storm Spirit, getting pulled some tangos there, as Trixie plays the Doom, so it's offlane Doom, and Fly on the Vengeful Spirit, so it's the support duo indeed with the Venge and the Ancient Apparition. And then on the side of Meteor Makers, who are on the Radiant side, it is Crit playing the Rubik. We've got ourselves Mini playing the support Sand King. He's sitting on 400 gold, so looks like he wants to go for probably fast boots to still get that burrow range, a burrow strike in. As he actually picks up some sentry wards, so he's got scary face. As Exist will be on the Invoker, picks himself up already. Blades of Attack hasn't shown yet if he's a Quas or Exort Invoker, but with those Blades of Attacks, he could be going for a Quas. Last, or it's not last just yet, it is Unicorn playing the Morphling, and he is going for a fast, well, Wraith Band, but most of all, you probably see him go for that Aquila. And then last, there we go, last but not least, it is Ace playing the Bat Rider, who indeed picked up boots first to allow him to just escape if need be. For now, though, it is an aggressive trial lane here for Fnatic, with Fly, No-Tail, and Era all trying to do their best on that block, with the range creeps leading the charge. We'll see how successful this aggressive trial lane is. It does mean that the Storm is going to be having a bit of a tricky time against that Invoker, though, unless the supports rotate. But we'll see how much impact that actually has. If they can shut down that Morphling, they already are doing a good job, and they should already... they should be okay, even if Storm doesn't do all too well in that middle lane. They didn't bring Dust with them, by the way, which is a bit surprising. Bringing Dust would, of course, allow them to go for a smoke and go mid, as they are trying... Who needs wards if you can just push block it with your body, right? Body block the camps. They might be able to try and go for something here. They have, of course, got the initiation stun from Fly. We see that No2 hasn't spec'd anything just yet. Chilling Touch is the one that you might... Yeah, there we go. Already spec'd up. Is the one that you would assume. But perhaps the situation would allow for something different, as it looks like Crit will be able to stay alive through this one. This Chilling Touch is so scary, though, with the Howl, of course, as well from Era. Telekinesis, Burst Strike is already used. Fly might be your first blood. The stun comes out from Morphling. He's already waving into Strength. Reforming onto Fly. Once again, one more hit for the kill. Doesn't get it. Has to be backing off again. Doesn't want to die. Burst Strike coming out. No-Tail in a lot of trouble. He'll be the first blood. Taken down by Crit, as Fly is still hiding in the tree line. It is one kill going away with Meteor Makers, the aggressive trial lane for Fnatic. Not just ideal. Not ideal just yet, but... I mean, the potential is still there with the Chilling Touch. One kill going away of Meteor Makers is not the end of the world. They have to be careful about not giving away too much. And by the way, Hani is actually still winning middle in terms of last hits. We see him sitting on 10 for 0, with Exist sitting on 7 for 1. The difference is there, and with the Cold Snap, actually Hani might be in some trouble, but he'll be able to get the bottle and he'll be okay. Gets the double damage rune. And with that, his lane is actually should be going his way again. Exist went for the Quas build overall, and should be survivable enough to stay alive. And perhaps with one more Cold Snap, does he have it? Nope, no mana actually. That's a shame. In the meantime, in the top lane, it is of course Doom laning up against the Bat Rider. Not an ideal lane for Trixie, but he should be able to stay alive, especially since he actually was able to aid himself a Satire. So he gets the regen aura, the unholy aura, with the extra regen coming out and the harassment coming out. It's a lot of mana that costs, by the way. But since you're up against a Bat Rider, you've got a constant flow of mana with your sick charges. So you should be able to live through that and to actually continuously harass the Bat Rider with that. And as we see, it's 13-1 for the Bat Rider, with Trixie sitting on 13-0. So it's fairly even for now there on the top lane. Both heroes, of course, wanting to race to that level 6, have the Doom / Lasso, and be able to make plays with that. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Era sitting on 9-7 in terms of last hits, with Unicorn on 11-4. So he's actually ahead in last hits right now, disregarding the fact that he is up against the... or despite, I should say, despite the fact that he's up against an aggressive tri lane. In the meantime, it looks like no, Doom should be okay. 8 stacks. That's a lot. Actually, he'll die. That's a kill right there. I thought he was gonna be okay because his Scorched Earth, I mean, it was on cooldown, but normally you're fast enough to get away, but... Yeah, no, not when you've got 8 stacks of sticky napalm on you. That's just a no-go. And that means that Batrider will be winning that lane. I mean, in terms of last hits also, but I'm mostly talking about in terms of levels. You need to get that level 6 going for you. And of course also need to try and get that Blink Dagger up, as Fly wants to save the regen rune, but it will be denied. Crit gets stunned and Vortex though, but a Burst Strike up on 2 will allow Crit to walk away from that one, and Mini, there's no disable left for him, so he'll be able to walk away just fine as well. I think actually Fnatic, they might be looking into giving up this aggressive trial lane soon if they can't stop this Morphling from farming. Morphling level 5 almost, Era having to share experience with his 2 supports, sitting still at the start of level 3. That's a big level difference right there. And they might actually try to go for something. We have Crit walking in from the side. The cold feet will already be pucked up. They go for no-till. The Burrow Strike up on 2. Oh, what a pause. The disconnect from Venge. Fly has disconnected. Didn't go for the stun. They needed that stun on that Morphling to try and get the cold feet to proc. But they couldn't get it done. Now, is there going to be good guy major makers to stop this initiation? Or are they going to take profit from it and take the kill? Because I think they can. I mean, there is still a Fate build up on Rubik as well. Might only be level 1, but there is a weave from level 3 coming out on level 2 Venge. This is... No. This is not good. Not good at all. Not for Fnatic. And we have no chat going on, so... We're not sure yet what Meteor Makers is planning on doing, but with Fly disconnected, I mean... Oh. That is, it's scary. It just is scary. Wow, suddenly I had a... Sorry. I had a brain blackout, and then my thoughts came to me about tomorrow. Because I'm dreading and think tomorrow. It's a root canal. Sucks. Better yet. They did a root canal, and then it wasn't good. So now tomorrow they're going to take a root canal out, and then they're going to put a new one in. I'm going to be with my mouth open on the chair for 1 hour and 45 minutes. So that's what I was dreading, and I was thinking that I was hungry. That's how I started. I was thinking I had a hunger stroke for a moment there. And I was thinking tomorrow morning I can't eat anything because at 8 o'clock a.m. I already have to be on that chair. So it's like I'm thinking maybe I should still order food. That was my train of thought. But since it's 9 p.m. it's maybe too late. Sorry for this random rambling about food. I hope you're not hungry, because otherwise I just made you hungry. Actually, talking about a root canal might not make you hungry at all. Anyways, we're still waiting for Fly to reconnect back in. In the meantime, let's take a look at this middle lane as Exist. Sitting on 19-4 with Hani on 25-6. So Hani actually doing very well this game. Almost level 6, and therefore he will be level 6 before Exist. It's not that big of a deal because it's just an Invoker. It's level 6 is not that huge of a deal, not compared to Hani. But the thing is, he does not have a teleport. He cannot rotate into bottom lane to try and help out, which is something that also Doom is not able to do. That means that this bottom lane is completely left to its devices. This is a dead Venge and a dead Ancient Apparition, as we don't have flyback yet, unfortunately for us. Ace, level 6 already for him, just came back to the top lane, has a lasso in store for this Doom. And we'll see if that is going to be a kill for him, because Doom does not have actual Doom. If he gets some stick charges up on him, perhaps he can get the lasso going. But I mean, I would actually say perhaps he needs some more harassment going for this. More harassment before I can actually take a kill. Or maybe a teleport, and for now nobody's going to teleport in to help him out, because, you know, bottom is action-packed as it is. And they're going to lose all their mana. Like, even if they are alive after this engagement, which they probably will be, but if they are alive, then they would actually not have any mana to teleport. Or even if they had mana to teleport, they're not having mana to come to do anything else afterwards apart from right clicks. Double root canal, people. Sorry, it's now in my brain. It can't get it out. 14 hours from now. That's not true. Actually, no, that's not true. Oh my god, 11 hours from now. Dreading the moment. And I actually, you know, the stupid part is, it's on the other side of town, so I actually have to cycle for 30 minutes before I get to the chair. Which means I'll be probably out of breath on the chair, which is horrible. On top of that, with the massive jaw ache, probably the tranquilizer already running out again, I'll be on the back. It's gonna be horrible. Yeah, it's gonna be horrible. But on the bright side, I don't have to pay because it was the mess up from the dentists. To mess up my root canal, that is. So they're gonna pay for the root canal. His power went down. That's not good. That is not good whatsoever. I probably should eat a lot before I go to bed. Yeah. Okay, I'm now taking food donations because I wouldn't mind food. Food is nice. Sorry, I'm really sidetracking here, but you know what? That's what you get when I'm solo casting. I have my own, like I'm following my train of thought, right? And my train of thought is kind of weird, which is normally why I have a co-cast, to keep you on track about the game. But, you know, sometimes it's just not there. Then again, there are 5 different English casters for this game, so, you know, you're forgiven if you want to switch because of my rambling. I was pretty happy to have all of you here for the previous games, though. For Meteor Makers, no, sorry, for the Virtus Pro games. Versus Power Rangers and Sigma. It's quite a treat. Not sure when back up. Nope. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a break then as well. As in, I'm gonna just give you some music. And, sorry, what I'm typing right now is that I am indeed not in a broadcaster slot inside the game, so you can't listen to me inside the game client, because all the broadcaster slots were full. I do brush my teeth, people. The thing is, when I was a kid, when I was in 5th grade, I got dropped by, like, it was a stupid story, but yeah, I dropped on the floor, I fell, and my whole jaw got messed up a bit. And I have a crack in my molar because of that, and it was just like stuff got between it, and apparently you need a root canal for that, so it's pretty painful. Also means that, oh, never mind, not even gonna share that. But yes, I do brush my teeth every day, multiple times per day. Yeah, how can dentists mess up root canals? I mean, seriously, what is that? I'm not gonna be totally racist about it, because the dentist wasn't Dutch, but any dentist should be able to put a root canal into someone's teeth, right? Stupid. Anyways. Since we're not back just yet, like I said, I'm gonna give you some music. We're gonna be back when the game actually starts, and hopefully that will be soon. So stick around, we'll be right back. I'll be right back because I'm singular, so by myself. Anyways, bye-bye. I'll be right back. Ah! There we are! There we are! Vengeful Despair died, Age Depression died. Wow, that was a very fast unpause and not so fast screen switching for me. But yeah, it's to be expected. We talked about that. That happened. And Lycan knew that. He backed off. Knew that people were gonna die. In the meantime, Doom still got, yeah, killed. The lasso was there, which was, of course, also said, and that's Ace getting another kill going the way of Meteor Makers. We talked about that. He just teleported back in, so he was just able to fly in, get the lasso off, and then chase that Doom down all the way to the tower. So it is Onage right now. Onage has been called. Meteor Makers, they are the ones who are 5-0 ahead. Doesn't mean it's over for Fnatic by a long shot. I mean, they've got Lycan, who is still doing okay. He has not died just yet. He's going for Vlad's his first item by the looks of it. We still, of course, have Storm Spirit that's doing really well and is now level 6. So he might be one of the heroes that could turn this game around for his team. We'll see if that's going to be the case. What am I hearing? Ah, I'm hearing the sandstorm from Mini. We have supports rotating in, but they were just secure in the rune. Nobody else came. Nobody else is moving. I mean, for Meteor Makers, why would they want to end the laning stage, right? Why would they want to stop doing what they're doing? Because they're doing just fine. Apart from maybe Invoker. Wait a second. Storm went top with the DD rune. Wants to take down this Bat Rider, but Ace is hiding or sitting quite safely next to his tower. Level 8 target though, if they can take him down, a Doom comes out as well, they want to try and take him down, a TP comes in from Exist, and I'm not sure if it's enough. The Deny might be there as well, the Telekinesis on Honey came out as well, Crit, trying to run for it, but with a double damage rune, it's hard to do so. One more hit away from dying, and down he goes, and the Bat Rider is not gonna die from, oh my god, he did not die. I can't believe he did not die. Ace lives. At least they get something out of the back of that, which was of course the support Rubik, but overall, that was enough, I'm not sure. And in comes Mini when looking for a burst strike on Trixie. He's not going to find it though, and the creeps will force him away. We still have Invoker around there. He knows that Storm Spirit is low. There is a tornado. If he can find him, perhaps he can make something happen. Perhaps they want to go for Trixie instead, as Exist is actually backing off. Gets himself an item. Oh, it's just a ward. Gets himself a ward. In the meantime, bottom lane, that's a lasso, hits up on Fly, who's gonna die. Oh my god, that rhymes. I mean, that Rubik kill was the first kill on the side of Fnatic. Now the burst that comes out on Mini, and the Invoker is still close by though, but if it's enough, I'm not sure. Exist was not close enough to do anything, and Trixie's pretty fast with phase boost now as well, so he's not gonna be able to do anything anymore. And Exist, the longer that he hangs around here, that, like, if he's not getting anything out of the back of it, it's actually quite troublesome for him. Oh well. For the moment, it's okay. His team is still doing really well. It's 6-1. We have the gold graph sitting very high in favor of Meteor Makers, 1500. Well, very high for 8.5 minutes into the game with no towers down, let's put it that way. We still have the Lycan as well as the Doom farming decently though. Doom might have died twice, but he's not doing bad at all. He's actually highest for his team, with Lycan following closely behind him as a second level who almost has his bloods ready. Just needs about 450 gold, and when he has it, might be able to make some things happen. Might be able to actually do a fast Roshan. Smoke comes out from No-Tail as well as Fly. Can they actually take someone down? Can they find Exist? I don't think so. Exist is so fast. Perhaps they just want to take down Mini. He's still sitting level 5. They can come in from behind. Go that way. No, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna just come in from the front. And hope that someone moves up, which is not the case. Mini is planning on that. Or no, not planning on following his channel. This is scary though, because the smoke is running out, and that means that Mini is now safe. Because they see him. So that's a wasted smoke right there. Wasted smoke indeed. In the meantime, Morphling has been giving free farm. Lycan has rotated into the jungle, and basically Fnatic is going for plan B, right? Their aggressive trial lane did not work out. Their Doom off lane or safe lane did not work out. Their Storm might have worked out, but not really doing enough to really make a difference. And who is he gonna try to kill anyways? If you're gonna go in on anybody at the moment for Meteor Maker, someone else will be there and you will die. They have a lot of lockdown. Telekinesis into Burrow Strike, into Lasso, into Cold Snaps, into everything you can think of. And otherwise, some heroes are just too tanky to take down. For example, Morphling. You can't take him down. He'll morph into strength and he'll be okay. Maybe double damage rune is what Hani needs to try and take someone down. But it's not gonna be easy for sure. And Morphling going for the long duration build. Hand of Midas for him. I do think that this is a nice thing for Fnatic though. It does mean that later on they'll be in some more trouble, but for now they don't have to worry about Morphling just yet. Morphling will still continue to farm. Perhaps Roshan is indeed in order right now. The Vlads is ready and Roshan will be attempted. Should be doable, especially with the Wave of Terror coming out from Fly. There is no medallion coming out, but with the lifesteal it shouldn't really be needed. Both of the wolves will die now though. There are new wolves ready to be summoned. If he needs to. Probably will only do that after this wolf dies. There we go. Like right now. I don't think that Major Makers has any idea that this is going on. And actually Ace and Crit are gonna smoke up to try and find something in either the Dire jungle or perhaps go on mid. For now they're rotating top though. I mean, of course there is still a Doom farming there. Sitting on 1200 gold as Roshan still goes down. And Invoker came in, but a Lens of Tornado, but it's too late for him. Only goes for some harassment. And that's an Aegis for Storm, by the way, which I really like. You have, of course, also got the chance to put the Aegis on the Lycan, but since Lycan is not gonna fight for a while, he's gonna continue farming. And Storm is. It's a good choice to get it on the Storm as Ace is actually flying over the trees, showing off his Blink Dagger to Trixie, dragging him back into the hands of the Burrow Striking Mini. Now No-Tail comes in. The Telekinesis will still hold Trixie in place. So, and Trixie, can he get out of this one? It looks like he can. Look at how immensely fast he is with that speed aura coming out from him. That is a lot of harassment coming out for Trixie. And a no kill going the way of Meteor Makers. I think that's their first real setback in terms of kill harassment. And he does have so much regen as well. And is now teleporting out. Mini is gonna try that Burrow Strike, but it's too late for him to do anything about it. The Ancient Separation ulti will still fly in, but not hitting anybody, just harassment. 4 heroes for Meteor Makers here on this top lane to try and make something happen. And they get nothing. They use Burrow Strikes, they sacrifice levels. They did not use an epicenter, which is probably a good thing, but still a lot of effort done for Meteor Makers with not getting anything in return, as we do have Storm as well as Lycan taking an opportunity in the middle lane, pushing a bit while the rest of the team of Meteor Makers is top. This is something that we're going to see Era do a lot. When something is going on somewhere, he's on the other side of the map still pushing as Fly. I'm not sure what he's coming in for. He's actually, of course he dies, but might be able to set up for a kill and exist here, as indeed the Ancient Separation blow will take him down. Crit will try to teleport himself out. There's no level death anymore, and there's not enough damage output from Trixie to take down that Rubik before he dies, but they got the most important one. They still lost their tower though, and they did not get it denied. However, they also did not get it on the hands of someone on Meteor Makers. It's just a Dire or a Radiant kill, as Mini in some trouble. Can he still escape this one? I don't think so, no. Especially not with the Chilling Touch coming out. Nice kill going the way of Fnatic here. And yeah, they are definitely making a stand for themselves. Still, of course, have that Aegis on Hani, who has got an empty bottle and is indeed going for that Orchid, which during the draft, that was the reason why they picked the Storm Spirit. But nicely done. And Fnatic, they are holding a grip on this game, and now with the oh, that's an Aegis gone. Now with the Blink Dagger on the Doom. Oh, and the Doom stolen by Grid. I didn't even notice that. Shame on me, honey. You're dead. For real this time. A ult will flying up on 2. Just harassment though. I mean, there's nobody gonna die from that one. That is quite painful indeed. Unicorn in the meantime. His net worth is kind of starting to be fairly scary right now. He's already 1.5k ahead almost of the, or 1.3k right now of the second highest in the game, which is by the way the Doom. I mean, with his Devour, he gets some solid farm for himself, despite him dying twice. That Devour is helping him out a lot, and of course he was present for the kills as well, for 2 of the 3 kills. Let's see if they can take down the Morphling. They've got the Doom up. They've got the Blink initiation from the Doom as well. They have to be careful though, because this is not the real Rubik. Obviously, there's a smoked up Rubik right next to him, but they have to be careful not to doom up the fake Rubik. As Fly gets lassoed, is initiation on him. Let's see, ball lightning in, and that's already 1 bench dead. Rubik still gets picked up, and Unicorn actually gets dropped as well with the blinking and dooming Doom. As Ace tries to fly himself away. Cold Snap coming out exists, tries to turn this around, burns all the mana away from No-Tail, and the Tornado will take him down. That's the last one. Mini Still has a burst strike, looking for a target, but is not going to be able to find Doom anymore because he blinked away. Turns into a 2-on-2, which can definitely be said to be favoring Fnatic, as they did take down that Morphling. However, that fight got a Blink Dagger for Mini, and we have actually seen games where Blink Dagger on the Sand King turned games around completely. Burrow Strike Epicenter combinations, damn right scary, that's what that is.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Second Orchid, or second Oblivion Staff rather, on Exist, which is, I mean, the second Orchid, it's another Orchid. Slightly ahead compared to the Storm, by the way, in terms of progress on the Orchid. Of course, he wants to be able to Orchid up Storm, Doom, you name it. One of the two is going to be a good target. The other one is going to get lassoed, probably. Rubik. The block by the Wolves. Crit will die. Should die from the Wolves. Yeah, Lycan getting a global kill right there. Well, global, he was close by. Still gets the experience. Building into Necronomicon. And is going to be the worst, or most annoying, I should say. Not the worst. No, everybody has played against this. It's so annoying to deal with it, as we have got to Exist. Oh, Ace rather looking for a lasso. Finds one on Hani. We do have the Wolf close by, so Ace is going to be in some trouble. Looks like Hani is going to be fine, and Ace is going to be okay as well, but he is at least forced away from his target. It is the Doom that died in the bottom lane in the meantime. We missed that one because we chased down the top lane. Exist was the one to get that kill, indeed he is. So they was able to take down that kill, and he finished his Orchid with that one as well, with that last kill on the Doom. So he is definitely ahead of the Storm Spirit right now, which is scary for Storm, because Storm is going to be his main target. Priority target. Look at the difference between the farm of the supports, by the way. Sand King is so far ahead compared to the rest. I mean, there's only one tower down in the game, which definitely helps. It's on the side of Fnatic. Definitely allows for Sand King to get a bit more extra farm, but he's been farming quite nicely for a support, to be honest. Sorry if you hear sounds, by the way. That is actually my stomach saying that he is hungry. I don't know if my stomach is a he. Probably not. Considering I'm not, you know, she. She's hungry. The beast. The stomach is the beast. That's an Necronomicon level 1 ready. Oh, the split push is going to be horrifying. But it's going to be the way to victory for Fnatic, because Meteor Makers, well, they have got a pretty strong lineup as well, and they can definitely fight if they want to. Their split push is not as strong. However, Morphling is not a weak split pusher. You can just... Oh, they get scouted out. You can just push and then go to your replica if you feel like you're in trouble. 4 step away from Ace. In comes the Doom, still up on Ace. With Mini still finding a burst strike, not finding anybody on the target though. It looks like Ace is going to be able to live through it all. In the meantime, they are still trying to chase down Exist. They place down some sentries, but he is so freaking fast. Can't find him anymore. As Rubik actually stole the Doom again and gets it on the Storm. Doom! Trixie, will you stop letting Doom get stolen? Thank you. Something like that is being said by his team right now, because that is definitely something that should not have happened.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tier 1 tower is the prize that Meteor Makers get for taking down the Storm. Pretty big pickup as well, slowing down his Orchid a lot. Fly getting dragged back. He's been the target of this quite a few times. Will get taken down as well, as Trixie looks to be able to get away from that one. And no tail and air. I mean, what can they do really? Nothing. Have to just hope that Meteor Makers go away to continue farming. They can split push, but they can't necessarily fight all that well, as said. And right now they cannot split push either, because Era still needs a couple more levels on his Necronomicon before he can be a very successful split pusher. In the meantime, Cold Snap coming off. It's Hani getting Orchided up, and it looks like he'll go down from the burn. There we go. Tornado wasn't even needed, and Exist gets himself another kill, teleports himself out before things get hairy. Smoke up. Mini Ace and Crit. Looking for a target. We can see the mini-map though. There's nobody on this side of the map from the side of Fnatic. Well, at least they can take a tier 1 tower. This tower is pretty low. Last outer tower on the side of Fnatic, by the way. Fnatic, who has not taken down a single tower. They might have a pushing lineup with that Lycan. But they don't have... Well, Phil lasted. But they don't have any towers down, which is quite bad. Lincoln's ready now for the Morphling. His net worth compared to that of the Lycan is pretty big. 1.8k difference. And Lycan, I mean, Necronomicon is a great item, don't get me wrong. It's just very, very expensive.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower has been
On
denied.
top of that, if this Morphling gets a bit more out of control, imagine being split pushing with the Lycan. Morphling can actually kill you off then fairly fast. So you have to be careful. It's very risky split pushing against that Morphling. We'll see though. It's something that they have to try because that's what their lineup is about. Pushing. Split pushing. I mean, at some point, Doom and Lycan can get fed enough to start fighting as well, but Morphling should outfarm them. Let's put it that way. Doom's gone for a Vanguard, another sign that they do not want to make this into a very late game. Otherwise, you would go for a Heart instead of a Vanguard. Blink Lasso grabs himself the Storm, and that's gonna be Honey dead. Lifted, just changed on. In comes the Doom, up on Mini actually. No Epicenter is like sitting on cooldown anyway. I mean, he's gonna take down a Sand. No, he's not gonna take down a Sand King because Exist comes in for the deny, and now there's no Doom up for Exist. This Wolf is doing some work though in terms of pulling out the damage, but they can't chase this because it's too damn risky. They get a Sand, they don't get anything actually. They lose their Storm, don't get anything, and the Orchid wasn't even used. Fnatic, they are struggling in this game, and if this is the way it is, I think a lot of people are gonna be sad for their rares because Fnatic was definitely the favorite for this fight. But they're not playing the part. They definitely are not playing the part. Lincoln's gets popped by the magic missile. I mean, again, it's still definitely not over, but Meteor Makers, they're trying to make it so.
Dire's bottom tower has been
They definitely are trying to make it so. As Exist finishes up his 4-staff, Storm zips himself in mid to try and get some farm. He used a lot of mana for that though, but again, still he's so far away from his target. And that's a dead. Oh, actually, Age Separation living on 4 health. 4. I don't think that Exist was expecting that one. Thought it was gonna go down to the soul burn. No Sunstrike is gonna get attempted though. I mean, it's only level 1 exert, but for taking down the Nation Deprivation with 4 health left, that would actually be an option. There's Necronomicon level 3. Is it enough though? I'm not sure. They did take down a tower. It's a deny. It's well, tower bottom got denied, but this one did not get denied, I believe. Can they actually do this? Ugh, shotgun. I mean, if you're a Lycan, you should be scared right now, and you should be having your BKB soon. But not gonna happen anytime soon. The dust comes out, but it's too late. That Invoker is already long gone. He's so fast in his exort or in his Ghost Walk with his Wax Spect out maxed. That's a waste of dust. Long cooldown as well. Luckily, No Tail has got some dust as well. Blink Dagger now for Rubik, and finally. The Orchid ready for Hani Storm. Looks like they want to take down the second Roshan of the game. They need it, they desperately do. However, Meteor Makers, I think they know. I think Exist knows. They definitely do. Let's see. No Tail already in some trouble. Already dead. Fly looks to be the second one as Exist and Unicorn chasing him down. Unicorn actually going for the Venge, while Exist goes for Tornado in the forest. We've got the Storm getting picked up as well, with the Lasso helping him out. And Era with his Necronomicon looking for targets, can't fight them and have to back off. Roshan did go down though. Before anything else, Roshan died and Lycan picked up the Aegis. Both by the Dire. But still, it's 2 for 0 in terms of kills. And Aegis is not going to be buying you enough to stop this push from happening. Fortification gets used.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This bit right, he's trying to find wards. He is looking for with his gem, so that's why he was jumping around like a crazy person. But yeah, this is a tier 2 tower down. Meteor Makers, they're in no rush, as said. They don't have to worry just yet. And probably they're gonna take down the last tier 2 tower top before going anywhere else in terms of going high ground. Mini. 0 to 6. Pretty rich for a support, to be honest. I mean, look at the difference in net worth between him and the Storm. It's 1k. It's a 1k difference between the solo mid on Fnatic and the support Storm Spirit. It's rather than it like it's good for Mini, obviously, but more so it's bad for Honey. If Lycan and Doom are enough to carry this game for Fnatic, I'm not sure. Sotkuras looks to be the next item for Fnatic, as we have Invoker fighting a lot of people. Vortex coming out, they want to try and take down the Illusion, but then Morph jumped into his Illusion, and the push was stopped. Fnatic, you better be careful here. Fly already getting lifted up. He's going to be the first target here. Still gets a stun off on the Morphling. In comes Era. The Doom comes out as well, but the force stuff into safety looks to be enough to keep him safe. Sand King will still get picked up as Exist. Gets orchided up. They see him because of the Necronomicon. They're going to try and take him down. Do they have a lockdown? Yes, they do. That's a double kill for Era. And perhaps this is the push that they needed. They're looking for the tier 2 tower. There's no more heroes around there for Meteor Makers. Of course, Morphling did not die, because the Doom is not enough to take him down like that. And he does have his Ethereal Blade right now, but Fnatic finally has won themselves a fight. Nobody died there, while Meteor Makers had a chance to take it. I think they had a chance to take the fight. They had the full vision of the Invoker, of course, coming in from the side. And then they also make sure that they had the, well, basically, the illusion that took all the initial hatred from Fnatic, the illusion, the replica illusion from the Morphling, in which he then morphed into and got doomed straight away, of course. Then lived. I think they could have maybe done something more, but Fnatic, they're definitely going to be happy with this result, and perhaps this is the start of the turnaround for Fnatic as they make sure that that gold graph is taking a dive again. Experience graph, same story, of course. They just took down some high-level supports, I believe. I mean, Morphling is the one that you really want to kill because he's level 17. Reason for that higher level is, of course, that Hand of Midas, right? Giving him that extra attack, or extra experience, rather. Rubik getting some wards up. I mean, they can. They have got that gem on that Batrider still. With Mask of Madness, forced up. Like, how more mobile can you be? Look for maybe Yasha or Yule Scepter would be even more scary, like fast for Ace. Mini is scaring neutrals away from the camp by the looks of it, but he's still gonna get them, so it's fine. Apart from that one. Now he got them all. It would be easier to just walk up and get the last hit going. Then again, then he wouldn't have another Storm again. Anyways, Ethereal Blade ready. Morphling, he does not have an illusion at the moment. I think that he should want one, and then with that illusion, find someone, zip into his illusion, and or right now, just go for the shotgun and then zip into the solution. That's probably the safest way. 5 heroes from Fnatic coming top, by the way. It looks like they've had enough. They still have that Aegis, of course, as well. They've got a Bastion up on the Lycan as well. No BKB. Has to be said. And they're still waiting. They're gonna back off, actually. Surprisingly so. 1700 gold in his Lycan. I'm curious what he goes for next. Does he want to finish up as Abyssal? Or does he want to have BKB? Personally, I like the BKB idea, but he also probably, if it's a new item, he won't buy it until his Aegis is gone because he doesn't want to sell anything for it. So might as well hold on to his gold a little while longer. Are we gonna have a smoke? Yes, we are. Ace, crit, and exist. Well, they won't really find Fnatic because they just all went middle. Because of course there's a lot of people missing from the map for meteor makers, and you don't know where they are, so you want to be safe. It's smoke upon smoke. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? No, they don't go in again. They just go for the tower. I mean, might as well. This is the last outer tower standing, so why not? Right? Push the Traveler also up on the Sand King, so you can split push a bit as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're hoping for someone to defend this. Or someone to farm this. Yeah, Fnatic is hoping for someone to farm middle, while Meteor Maker is hoping for someone to defend top. This is a Morphling illusion though, so he can escape if he's not doomed. Now, looks like it is Fnatic that is the one to win this standoff, if you can even call it that. The tower should get picked up, might get the Knight though. EMP Tornado picks up Era. He still managed to get the wolf form off, gets the cold snap and silence, but looks like he's just gonna be able to turn and burn. Goes for the Morphling, but Blink Epicenter coming out. Mini might still take a dive from that one, but nobody actually is dead just yet. Maybe Mini will now die. Deafening Blast still coming out, doesn't put Era on the high ground. It does help Mini go to the high ground though with the Burrow Strike. There's your first kill of this fight. It is the Vortex securing Ace, the Bat Rider no less so this fight. Everybody being very low, but it's Fnatic that come out ahead in the end. Taking down a tower, which did not get denied. Taking down a Bat Rider as well. They might not have gotten the Morphling, but it doesn't matter. They stopped him from farming, forcing him into his base. Which is pretty decent already. Pretty decent indeed. Trixie, Sheeva's guard ready for him. 3100 gold up on this Lycan. He now does not have an Aegis anymore. And this is a very fast Roshan, by the way. Of course, he can spawn between 8 and 11 minutes. He spawns basically at 8.9. And with the wolf in the pit, they know this, so they will soon try to take it. Four heroes have rotated top already. 4 Meteor Makers. I mean, doesn't look like they're gonna try to contest Roshan, but they're at least gonna get a tier 2 in return. This Roshan should drop pretty fast though.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Roshan has
Are they gonna try to fight this? No. They lose the tower.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Age Separation already teleported home. They'll be looking for a long range Ice Blast, but just in case. He's almost finished with his Agnes, by the way. Just about 900 gold, and he has it. And there indeed is your BKB ready. And he's the one that got the cheese. The immortality is mine came from the Storm Spirit, which is definitely not how he sounds. I know. But it's immortality is mine. Something like that. I think so. It's better. At least better than the French version. A French version, immortality is mine. No? C'est non. C'est bon. C'est bon. L'immortality, c'est mine. I don't know what mine is in French. C'est pour moi? L'immortalité, c'est pour moi? No, that is not, no. I don't know. Sorry, let's let's get back into the game. Fortification actually comes out. The push though. Push from Fnatic with all 5 people. In comes a Blink Blast though. It is Ace that has picked up Era. He does have cheese. He will have his BKB pop, looks for a target, but his BKB, this is the first 10-second BKB. He did not use the cheese just yet, but he will be able to make sure that nobody is gonna take him down, nor his teammates. They got the Rubik in that fight still, of course, and they also forced the Morphling back from top lane onto the bottom lane, meaning that their tier 3 tower is still standing. But that was a 10-second BKB charge, which is probably not needed. However, better to use the 10-second BKB charge than to use the cheese, which is still there. As Storm actually got himself his next big item. It is his Lincoln Sphere, and it is a Morphling that has his next big item as well. It is the Madness style. I mean, look at the net worth right now compared to previous time. This Morphling is still doing really well, of course, but Lycan is actually able to keep up. And on top of that, Lycan, Doom, and Storm are all three in that top 4. The second carry on the Meteor Makers, I mean, there's no real second carry. They have a lot of playmakers, they have a lot of set-up possibilities, a lot of wombo combo from the Sand King, of course, as well as from the Bat Rider. But Mini, what are you doing there? Your team is not backing you up. And you don't have an epicenter. What's he doing? Oh, they saw that? I think they did. A ping came out from AA, seeing the ward get placed. I mean, you see the ground getting disrupted, I think. So, yeah. That was impressive. Anyways, Morphling, 4-1-4. This game still going on, of course, 17-11. I would dare say, yeah, this game is back to even again, fairly even. I mean, gold might not be even just yet, but we don't see that gold difference back in the fights. And we have, of course, got the experience also still in favor of Meteor Makers. They, of course, have more kills. And they have the Hand of Midas. So this Morphling is so much higher level. He's level 20 compared to highest level 17 for Fnatic. Oh yeah! Semo Immortality. Oh, Blink! That's gonna be one Rubik in very troubled times. He is down. That's that. A ult didn't even hit. That's ownage being called. That means that there's 5 consecutive kills for Fnatic on Meteor Makers with no return kills happening. There's a lot of hatred going on there for that Rubik, by the way. L'immorté est à mon es mien. L'immorté est mien. Thank you, Articum. Totally speak French. Much French. Very. Very wow. I don't think that's French. Never mind that. So we have got ourselves Ace. I hope that he's going for a Scythe of Ice. Because that means that if he can get a good initiation going, then he can actually maybe hex up the Lycan before he goes for his BKB. Hex up the Doom before it dooms, or more importantly, hex up Storm Spirit before he jumps around like a crazy person. However, he has a Lincolns already. Or he can, of course, use... Well, the thing is, he has a Force Staff to force out the Lincolns of people. So if he blinks in, Lincolns the Storm, and hexes straight after, then he can do that, I think. And the Lasso as well, maybe either one of the two. So we have got 4 people middle here for Meteor Makers. They're not fighting just yet. They don't want to fight into an Aegis. It makes sense. And they want to have Fnatic make the mistakes. Makes sense as well. Oh, that's going to be no more mana for Hani. Ace didn't die either, though. He does still have a lasso, but doesn't want to use it. Especially not because it's a Storm with an Aegis, and you would take down the Aegis, and then you would still, you know, have to run afterwards because he'll be back with full mana, and he might actually turn around to kill you instead. I'm hoping that this Sand King is gonna go for a Veil, or does someone already have a Veil? A Veil would do so much work for Meteor Makers at this point. Not only Epicenter, but imagine Weed Forms and everything basically that Invoker throws out. That would actually help a lot. We have Fnatic rotating into their own jungle. It's gonna be Hani, or Mini rather, that they find first. Orchid it up and should be killed off. Indeed he is. Can they find more? The rest already tried to back off. Teleports out left and right, as it's gonna be nobody that gets interrupted anymore. So they only get a Sand King, and the rest ran. Of course, Unicorn went to his illusion, going for a Scotty next by the looks of his 2 ultimate orbs in his inventory. A good item, best stat item that there is, so no real objections for that one. And I mean, he has the farm, so why not? They did, of course, lose that, yeah. They did lose a Sand King. I mean, it's not too sad, though. I mean, better that the Sand King gets picked up than it's a 5-on-5 fight, in which case Meteor Makers probably wouldn't have had the better positioning either. They need a lot of, like, both teams. For both teams, the initiation is the most important thing. Now, for Meteor Makers, that's kind of obvious, of course, because they have a Bat Rider. You can, if you have a standoff, just jump in, grab someone, drag him out, and make sure that fight is going to be 4-on-5 for the rest of the time. Now, for Fnatic, it's a bit different. They need that Storm to be doing well to get a good initiation off, as well as, of course, get that Doom off on the right target. Get the Lycan off with the BKB. Make sure that the Age of Separation ulti hits right as they start fighting. And it's all about initiation, really. Split push or initiation. You can choose your pick. Both teams need both. As we have got ourselves the Abyssal Blade ready for Lycan, so we'll see. Lycan, by the way, I mean, yeah, he's been on the safe lane and all that, but he's 3-0-0, quite interesting. With an 8 ult will fly top. Let's see who's gonna hit. It's gonna hit on Unicorn. But he's not gonna be bothered by that at all, actually, so it's gonna be okay. It's A-okay. A-okay. The wolves trying to scout out some enemy heroes. Bat Rider still has a gem, right? Yeah, there's of course 2 wards here, and Bat Rider himself is actually not where his team is, so we can't really counterward that. So aggressive for Meteor Makers. Wanting to know everything and wanting to be on the side of Fnatic. As in on their side of the map. Obviously they hope that they win, not that they... Yeah, I know that was too much. That was too much indeed. And now they find the ward. Oh, zip in though. Can they find him? No, that's a long ass zip from Hani, to be honest. But Red Rider blinked himself away and force-tapped himself away as well, so he's fine. By the way, I already have to warn you that I might not be casting the next game of this 2-game series. But I'll decide. Depends. Depends. I think. Yeah, will depend. Roshan soon up again. 10 seconds. It's an important Roshan as well. I mean, it's another cheese. I say another because Lycan still has his. By the way, they stack, I believe, so you can have 2. Oh. What a timing this is, right? Doom paused. Now, Fnatic is not the one to have the Roshan vision here. But they will try to find it, as this... Yeah, this is visible already, so they know it. They knew it. Poof. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Well, let's see who goes in first. This wolf might know that there's a Roshan, because otherwise Meteor Makers probably wouldn't be so close by. And they know that there's an illusion made. Question is, who will find the Roshan? Will Fnatic find the Roshan? Because they can't. Yeah, they do. They now have the vision. And they also know that there's an illusion in there. Do they want to fight though? It's all about that initiation. Everything hinges on that. If that is a word, I think it is. Everything comes down to that initiation. Who has the better one will win the fight. Now, it's not the fight that could end the game. Or rather, it is not for sure that it's the fight that could end the game, but it could be. course, the later on we get into this game, the more important buybacks are going to be as well, because after this Aegis is down, if Meteor Makers wins it and the lanes are pushed out in their favor, they could actually take racks off the back of it. Oh, they're coming in from the side. In comes the Burrow Strike, but that's up on Lincoln's. Telekinesis still up on Honey. The last two still up on Honey as well, but there's no damage because the rest is busy running away from Trixie. Trixie's able to kill off the Rubik, looking for that epicenter. Burrow Strike comes out on Honey still as well. It is a double kill for Ace and a double kill for Trixie, and that is going to be two laners, solo laners against each other, both getting those double kills, but it is going to be Fnatic that kills off that Morphling, which is the most important thing there. Trixie able to run away. That was his 10-second BKB. Ace still jumping afterwards, and the two double kill targets are man fighting each other. No, that can't. No, okay, Exist totally messed it up because it was not a man fight anymore with Exist showing up there. It looks like, well, it is a 1 or 3-on-3 fight in the end. Ace, of course, makes it out alive. But the most important thing is that Lycan lives. It's basically, it's 1 core and 2 supports down for Fnatic. And 1 core and 2 supports down for Meteor Maker. So we compare the cores. It is safe laner versus safe laner. However, Lycan is just as important as the Doom at this point. And we know that Storm Spirit is also just as much as a core as the other 2 cores are on Fnatic. So, yeah, Fnatic definitely in favor, as we do have the Roshan should be taken down by Fnatic. I mean, with Meteor Makers not having a Morphling, they can't really afford to fight. They can't really afford to lose the fight. Now, an Aegis on the side of Fnatic is not necessarily the end of the world. However, the second cheese might still be in trouble because they didn't use it in that fight at all. Who's the cheese? Hani has the cheese as well. Greedy. Greedy. He's sitting on 6k gold. Holy crap. That's a lot of gold. But people, the reason why I would not cast the next game is because I would be so hungry that I would need food now. Twice as hot. Basically that. Because I'm not sure if there's going to be people that deliver food after 11 PM. Maybe there are, actually. At least it will force me to try something else. Anyways, sorry, let's continue on the game. I mean, Aegis on Fnatic, like I said, is not the end of the world, but it does give them a bit of an edge. We do see that Meteor Makers is the one to basically be the more aggressive team, or are they really? I mean, they're on the other side of the map, of course, as in Fnatic is on Meteor Maker's side, and Meteor Makers is on Fnatic's side, but neither is really finding a way to fight. Again, still, regardless of Aegis or cheeses or not, initiation. Initiation is all that matters. And I think that Fnatic with the 2 cheeses, one is now put up on fly as well as yeah, Hani was dropping it. Oh, he bought a Scythe of Ice complete. That's what he did with his gold. Look at all those pings coming out at the same time as the team scout each other out, right? Communication. I mean, this is a very tense period for a player to be in. Oh, crit, you're on the wrong side. The Wolf scouted him out, and he is 1 dead Rubik. Now, with Rubik down, there's 1 less disable, but they still have to be wary because that Bat Rider can make it 4-on-4 in no time. Especially with the Ethereal Blade. The Lincoln's already popped. The silence is still there, but he mantas out of the silence. A ult will hit, but only up on Mini. A Storm already zips himself back out again. Ace is still looking for an opening, still looking for a blink, still looking for a target. Not finding anything for now, though, as the tier 2, of course, did still go down. And that might be all that Fnatic was after, as they actually seem to be backing off again. But they still have that Aegis, they still have those cheeses. They zip in. Hex up. Already up on Exist. The Invoker gets force-stopped into safety, though. He'll be okay. Was a lot of mana used for Hani, by the way, there. Salt Grass ready for the Doom. As Rubik is already back up, so it will be 5-on-5. And that's going to be something that Fnatic is probably not going to do. What's that? Why can't we read that? The hell? But that means that it's 4 minutes. 3 minutes away. In 3 minutes it will disappear. It's halfway there. Ping, 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 ping. They have the gem still in the bat. There's a gem also up on the storm though, which was also from the bat. So this is the second gem that Ace bought. Good guy Ace. And both teams going into their enemy's jungle, but you know, to what avail? To what avail? Talking about to what avail, Veil, I really would like to see a Veil. That would be such a good item here. This is a Manta illusion. How annoying. Almost takes down the tower completely. They could actually go for a slow push, take down that tower that way. Then again, then they would force Fnatic to go find an initiation, and they might actually find one, which is kind of sad. Smoke up for Fnatic. Last chance with that Aegis. Ace is close by. He's mighty fast though. Like seriously fast. They find him, but he blinks. For staff and Hani. Oh my god, he still finds him. Is there enough? Is there a hex? The vortex is there. The hex was blocked by the Lincolns of Ace, and that's gonna be one dead Ace. Wow, what a long chase that was, but they get it. On top of that, they get the second gem that Ace has, and that means that the gem for now, actually they have another one if they want to. Wow, it's not on cooldown. This game is lasting long. Very long, actually. Mini. 2600 gold. No Veil. 2600 gold, 70. He's close. Maybe he wants it. 40 gold now. Nice ward. Will not get counted for now because there's no new gem just yet. Batrider is still dead. They jump in. This is just the Aegis that he wants to burn, but the Aegis is already gone. Oh, no, there it goes. Thought it was just gone. The swap makes sure that the lasso is not going to happen. Fly uses the cheese, gets himself out from a stuff situation there that Morphling created. But Morphling, doomed up, doesn't matter. He's still got his BKB up. Storm goes down. He's just pounding stuff right now with his Scotty. Storm is the only one that actually died so far. Ancient Apparition is now the one to go down as well. Fly will follow suit. And the chase is on. It is going to be Rubik that's looking for a lift. He'll find it soon as well. Trixie is going to be the target. Is there people close by? Yes, there is. The Orchid. And that's another way for him. He's going to get an ultra kill. Nope. Invoker stole the kill. That's at least 4 people dead on the side of Fnatic. There might have been a buyback. I mean, the buyback was there for the Batrider, but it doesn't matter. Actually, I'm not sure why Sand King was still there with Era, as Era still gets a kill, still has his cheese. But that was a massive dive. They did get the tier 3 tower, but they lost both of their gems, I believe, again. I mean, there's one there on the floor.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's
God, there were 2 gems.
Fortified.
Are they both on the floor somewhere?
Dire's bottom
Yes,
tower
the other one is on the
has
floor
fallen.
there. Thank you.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
By the way, of course, Meteor Makers, they got the fight in their hands, so they're just pushing. They got the melee racks and they want to get another one here, and they think they can. They definitely can, there's no doubt about that one. This could actually be GG. That one fight could have been GG. It's all about initiation, and jumping in like a lunatic is not good for your health. They'll try to find the other tier 3 tower as well, which they're not going to try and force out. But they do get the tier 3 tower. Well, the creeps, by the way, took care of the range creeps on the bottom lane. Lycan was not able to split push successfully on that bottom lane. He did not pick up a fail. He's like so rich though.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Jim. There is a butterfly on the lichen. Butterfly on the lichen. Not sure if it's gonna be working out for them though. I mean, they kind of don't really like. You can't really go for a standoff anymore because if you wait for too long, your base will be pushed in by the creeps in the side lanes. butterfly for the Morphling as well. And there's no MKB on anybody. This Morphling is totally invincible right now. I mean, really, this is the fattest Morphling I've seen in a long time. He boots her travels back to base. Fnatic, as said, they cannot wait for a long standoff because then the bottom lane will push in and they will be forced back home because their tier 4s might be in trouble. Roshan. This is 1.5 minutes ago, so we'll see. Still have that cheese up on Era. That BKB on Morphling really worked out. I mean, he got doomed, but he could just stand there and not do anything. Well, and hit basically, not run away rather. And there's the smoke up for Fnatic. Sorry, for Meteor Makers there on the top lane. There's only one set of Rex needed, so they're gonna try to mega creep this possibly. So this is gonna be Fnatic's cue to back off. They can't afford to lose their Rex. Unless they want to go boot or travel everybody to middle lane and then go. But they don't have the lane pushed out for that one, so they're gonna have to fight this. They're gonna have to be the one to initiate as well. They can't afford a slow push. The BKB already on for the Morphling, looking for a kill, looking for Fly. As Fly will be picked up. There we go. In the meantime, Lasso grabs Trixie, turns on his BKB, looks for a target. It is the Morphling that actually ended up dropping. Lots of damage coming out from Fnatic for that one. As Ace is trying to fly away. Can't fly anymore though. Gets chased down by Hani, and Hani is able to take him down, gets a gem back as well, and they lose the Rex still. Because there was a lot of priority being given for that one. And Script running for his life. I don't think he's going to make it though. Or will he? Trixie is giving up. He still has his own blink. Blinking after. No. Blinking the wrong way. No. Not successful. But this is the only Rex left standing for Fnatic. It's the only Rex. And that's not good. Not for Fnatic. It is very good for Meteor Makers. Look at this gold graph going up and down. We've got ourselves the experience graph though back to 0 almost. But the reason for that is very, 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 very simple. It is because more and more people reach level 25. So the difference is not that big. The biggest difference was of course in the Morphling. But now without the Morphling. Yeah. Well, Fnatic, they're gonna try for it. They have to try for it. It's that simple. Morphling is still dead for another 25 seconds. The Burrow Strike Telekinesis. Era still has his BKB. Still has a cheese. Doesn't want to give too much away, though. Wants to make sure that his Wolf get the range Rex. Can he make it happen? Gets hexed up. In comes the Zip for Henny. They take down Exist, and he already just bought back. Crit dies as well. This could be trouble. The buyback from the Morphling still came in. The Burrow Strike from Mini. Can they take down this Morphling? I'm not sure. 4 seconds until Doom is back up. And now with the BKB off cooldown, they might be at least forcing him back. They go for the Rex. They get the Rex as well. And they get both of them. Looking for tier 4s. Screw the other lanes. They have got the Ancient Separation back on the... Whoa! Double Burrow Strike. And Trixie is the one to die. Era will follow as well. Did he even use his cheese? Yes, he did. But he's not going to be able to live through it. Hani will still get picked up here as well. Tries to do what he can. Buyback upon buyback happening. I thought for a second that Fnatic was going to be doing it, but they do not do it. Not yet anyway. Era came back with Boots of Travel, and he might soon regret that. As another AA ult will fly in. A Burrow Strike will find Era again, though. His BKB still on cooldown. Morphling morphing into his illusion. Blocking Era, but he just turned on his wolf form, and now Morphling getting stunned up, bashed up, doomed up, vortexed up, and is he gonna get killed off? Yes, he is. No buyback for him. Dead for 100 seconds, and it is Trixie that is back in this as well. Can they have the damage? I think they might be able to do this. I think they do. There is a Rider up as well as a Burrow Striking Sand King, who has been doing that non-stop, but with no veil. Then comes a double Burrow Strike. Hani as well as Trixie. Lasso coming out as well. Is there damage though? The stun comes out. It's a Barrier that gets... He has to first step into safety, and he's actually going to get chased down. Hani is going to get the kill. He'll still die afterwards, as the Burrow Strike will make sure that Trixie goes down in the end. And A-Ult coming in again, hitting up on 3, as Era is trying to run, but he'll still die. And it's the Ancient Apparition that is the last one standing. This fight was absolutely weird, but Fnatic is the one to lose it in the end, and they also lost their racks because Creeps were pushing in an ancient operation by himself is not enough to stop that from happening, so the GG comes out, and it will be Fnatic that has to be one game down for Meteor Makers in this 2-game series of the joinDota League. Meteor Makers upsetting Fnatic and probably going to cost a lot of people a lot of rares if they make sure that they do it again. I am not sure. I am going to cast the other game as well. So stick around. We're going to see game 2 here in a moment. So don't go anywhere because the joinDota League continues shortly with another game between Meteor Makers and Fnatic.